Observations with Robert Meyer Burnett.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. You might have noticed I played last week's intro. I didn't mean to. I made a new intro for this week, but apparently we're back in time, which is actually apropos because we have something to talk about right off the bat. But this is fully articulated. I'm your host, Robert Meyer Burnett, your viceroy of verisimilitude, your master of fun and wonder. But you know what? It is not a show. This is not a show. I am incomplete. Only half of me is here. I'm not complete unless I have HeelsvsBabyFace himself as my favorite Yorkshireman.
Hi.
Is it hot over there?
Yes.
Are you in the midst of a heat wave?
Yes. It's now got to the point. I've been in my office all day. The lights are on. The computer's on. This office is now heated up quite nicely, and I'm in the absolute dripping stages of humidity and heat, and so I've got my fan blaring away at full speed, which is not doing much. I got my tea towel for wipes. Of Arabia, somebody said.
The real question is, how's your foot?
It's painful. But it's red and not so black.
Well, that's always a good thing.
The black's kind of dissipating. It's got a bit. There's like a streak. But it's hurting. But I'm hobbling with more authority now.
Well, that's all you can ask for. Hobbling with more authority.
That's the best way to describe it.
I don't know what more to say than that. Hobbling with more authority. So listen, now that I've got you, and all I've been doing is on Twitter, I need to talk to a live person, and you are the perfect person to discuss this with. Not moments ago, a little while ago this morning, but this morning, today is Captain Picard Day. Mm-hmm. And they did drop a 1-minute teaser trailer for Picard Season 2, and we got our first glimpse of Q, and hey, wouldn't you know it, the writers have really, I know Terry Matalas, the new showrunner, produced the 12 Monkeys TV series, and I thought that was an excellent series. I did enjoy that. Excellent adaptation of the film. I really enjoyed it. So Terry Matalas is, of course, the showrunner of Star Trek Picard Season 2. And I do not want to. I want to give a disclaimer that for me, hope springs eternal, and I always want things to be good. But I have to say, this 1-minute teaser trailer crammed in a bunch of things we've already seen in Next Generation, like let's say, I don't know, a little bit of Tapestry, a little bit of All Good Things,
a little bit of Tapestry,
a little bit, yeah. We've got a lot going on, and I have to say that. Shockingly, this is an actual promotional image for Star Trek Picard Season 2. I want to throw this up. I just want everyone to take a gander at this. I think they're trying to tell us that... Oh, wait. I didn't mean to go that far. There's Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. And there's Star Trek Picard. And I'm just like... If you look in the past, well, wow, there's a Bird of Prey. There's our stalwart crew. There's the sunset over San Francisco. But now here's where we get Star Trek Picard, going where no one has ever gone before, to Los Angeles. This is a little bit of a compare and contrast. Yes, I'm going where. So I was just curious because we're here. What were your impressions of the Star Trek Picard Season 2 teaser?
I thought, there's a new season of Chips starting.
Well,
it looks like a procedural California Highway Patrol poster, I mean, I think the Voyage Home one looks a million times better. Can I just stress?
Well, it looks like there's adventure there.
That is the laziest poster I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some lazy ass posters for rom-coms, and that one kind of fits the biscuit. I'm actually not convinced that if we look close enough, we'll actually see the stock image watermark going through that poster. It is dark. Do you know, it's Star Trek boldly going where no one has gone before. Star Trek, we're in LA. We're chilling in LA because it's nice and warm for Patrick Stewart.
Going to my neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. Okay, we know it's been reported. We've seen photos that, oh, yes, we're going to the 20th century or 21st century. Voyager did it, with, like you pointed out earlier, Sarah Silverman. I mean, and by the way, I hope Sarah Silverman's character from Voyager shows up. I really do.
I'm going to say gets killed off.
I mean, she still looks great. It's been, 25 years, so why not go?
That body's bought and paid for, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, bring Sarah Silverman back, because why would you lose that opportunity? Maybe, as a matter of fact, Sarah Silverman, she decides from going from being a scientist who worked at Griffith Park to becoming a comedian, and that's what changed the timeline. Maybe that's what it is. But for those of you, take a look at this promotional image. Now, while I'm sure somebody thought that was a clever promotional image, this is something that really, it doesn't scream, it really doesn't scream boldly going, because I drive on those freeways all the time. And as I tweeted, if this is actually a movie about, or this episode is about, or this series, this second season is about going back in time and making the 101 and the 10 freeways, or pardon me, the 110 and the 10 freeways easier to navigate. Well, I would say that I'm all for that, because I would love to see a series that could give me the wish fulfillment that I so need. That traffic is better in downtown LA.
I never thought I'd see the day where the Starfleet logo was made out of roads.
Well, I guess that's supposed to be a metaphor for boldly going to Santa Monica.
They're going boldly into a queue. That's where they're going on that place.
Boldly going to Monterey Park for some good dim sum.
That's parody. Surely that's parody now. We've gone beyond ridiculous. We're into parody.
Well, I want to point something out. Like, okay, 1986 offered us this Star Trek poster with obviously the Golden Gate Bridge and San Francisco in the background, and I love this Stardate. This poster, it's so cool, and also I love the ad line. How on earth can they save the future? I thought that's one of the great ad lines ever written, taglines for a movie. How on earth can they save the future?
How on earth can they save the future?
And apparently, by the way, on another note, Exo-6 said they were beginning to ship their 12-inch data figures this week.
Well, I've ordered mine through Sideshow, and
Sideshow I did too.
Yeah, haven't even moved on that one, which is a shame. But yeah, that poster to me still screams sci-fi, because we know they're going back to 1986, and of course we have this bird of prey.
Yeah.
So birds. So we have this wonderful sci-fi element of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, which of course is where Starfleet will ultimately set up their headquarters, just by it, other side of it, and on the Picard one, we have a spaghetti junction.
Let's compare and contrast one more time. Here is the beautiful Bob Peak, the original Bob Peak artwork for the 1986. This is the release poster of Star Trek for the Voyage Home, the domestic release poster, and just a Klingon bird of prey over the skies of San Francisco. I mean, where do you go wrong? By the way, I own this original one sheet. I have it here in the Raw Observatory. And then, of course, contrast that with 2022's Picard. I guess a Starfleet symbol made out of the Los Angeles freeways. And also, I'd just like to point out that the Los Angeles River, that's a nice touch. Where they filmed Grease, which is another great Paramount movie. So maybe subtly they're also going to tie in Grease, because I would love to see maybe get Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta come back and they can play their grown-up characters from Grease who are now meeting Picard and company in Los Angeles. I think that's, I mean, and you know, Mel, you know, right? And
but this
or maybe
looks like a sitcom. It looks cartoony. It's out of proportion, but it's out of proportion in a cartoony kind of a fashion. This looks like it's a sitcom. Picard coming fall.
Coming to La
beyond the final frontier, there's an old man. You know, it's abysmal.
But what's so funny to me is this is how they decided. You could have put Q on the poster.
You could have put Picard, Q. You could have put all manner of things up. You could have.
Or 7 of 9 as a full human being. I mean, and what's interesting to me, I'm gonna grant you Terry Metalis is the one saving grace that I'm like, okay, I will watch. I hated Star Trek Picard season 1 so much I can't even. It was an affront to everything I hold dear about storytelling, about Star Trek, the character of Jean-Luc Picard, but even evil AIs. It was an affront to evil AIs. It was an affront to Romulans. It was pretty much an affront to everything that I hold dear about Star Trek. And so I was like, I was thinking Star Trek Picard, I'll watch the show because it's Terry Metalis. He's the one saving grace as a showrunner because I've enjoyed his work in the past, and he has earned my respect. He's earned my respect, so I'll tune in and watch the show. But after looking at this trailer, I'm like, all you're doing is you're showing us, all I saw was Star Trek's greatest hits. Time travel, alternate timelines.
I just saw Tapestry Part 2.
Right.
The Tapestria.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at this going, really? Like, this is all you're going to do? I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than just that, but okay, the timeline is broken. Wow.
Is the timeline broke? Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But is the timeline broken because they realized they don't have Picard in their Picard show anymore? Because he's dead. And they've got a robot with a facsimile of Picard's memories inside of it. So they're like, wait a minute, we don't even have Picard anymore. We just got android Picard. Shit, we need him back human again. So is that why we're getting this? To return back to a human Picard and not an android Picard?
You know, I don't know. And then, of course, we're supposed to be shocked that 7 of 9's no longer a Borg. And I'm like, oh, man, go figure. The timeline's different, so she was never assimilated.
I want to check the whole of Jeremy Ryan Todd's bottom to find out.
Ladies. That's you know, it just, dude, I got to say, I watched this and I'm like, gosh, I was hoping for some startlingly new direction where they're going to take this show. Why is it that these new, let's give you the Guardian of Forever and change it and wreck it, and
because they have no new ideas because they're not getting writers that understand science fiction. They're getting soap opera writers and writers with their message. They're not bringing sci-fi writers on anymore. They're not bringing people that understand how to construct these shows. They're bringing people on who have been told to convey your messages. Kurtzman said it himself. He said it himself. It's no longer about Star Trek. It's about using it as a platform for our messages. Those were his exact words. So how are we going to get a great sci-fi show out of far left, woke politics, intersectional feminism? Do you know it's Pride Month? Only joking. It's Pride fucking year, all year round now. You know, it's just so obnoxious. Everything's just, we're being screamed at left, right, and center. I'm just trying to get on with my life.
Right.
I just want to watch a TV show. Messages. I don't want none.
Oh, and we, of course, we've all been canceled because of how we were born as.
Oh, well. Yeah. I mean, I'd say I'm going gay, but I love pussy too much.
Hey, you can swing both ways. There's nothing wrong with that.
I couldn't do it. It just doesn't do anything for me.
as they said in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, then all you need is a plastic pal who's fun to be with.
Unlike comics and TV shows, it's not a choice, Robert. It's how you're born.
It's how you're born, and I absolutely say that. By the way, just right off the bat, my friend Martino Sulmoni, who is over there in Europe, who, by the way, apparently he owns a reproduction, or maybe the real thing, the Lotus 7 from The Prisoner. In real life.
He owns a Lotus 7 or the Lotus 7?
No, I think he owns a Lotus 7. And he's got Bond cars, and he has invited me to go over there, and he's going to take me. He's going to take me out and take me to the actual dam where Pierce Brosnan or Bond jumped off from GoldenEye. And I'm thinking we should do, if that's the case, and if he's cool with this, we should go over there and film like the first fully articulated road trip and drive his cars and go to that, and maybe we'll bungee jump off that dam. What do you say?
Yeah, knowing me, I'll forget the bungee because I'm that much of a klutz. And then halfway down, I'll remember, and then I'll be like, oh, well, it was a good life.
Yes.
Robert,
yes.
What? You can't have my shit. Bury it with me. Well, now that you're a pool of liquid, we've got plenty of room in the coffin.
Martino says, my plants are getting happier from the positive joy you guys are broadcasting. Well, we're not broadcasting. I guess we're broadcasting positive joy right now. I suppose so. I will tell you this, yes. There is positive stuff to be had. And I got to tell you,
oh, yes.
I saw this. Somebody sent me this, and it's not a figure, but it's a 6th scale statue. And as you can see, over behind me here, I have, I love my samurai.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what you're going to show.
Oh, bruh. Look at this. Toshiro Mifune. There's a statue coming out. Infinite Statue is making a 6th scale limited statue of Toshiro Mifune. And, it's not a sculpt. I guess it is a sculpt. And this face just looks amazing. And, of course, I've got Toshiro Mifune figures behind me from both Seven Samurai and Yojimbo. But when I saw this drop, I'm like, oh, my. As you can imagine, I was very, very excited about that. So,
it is so good, though.
And I know that Justin dropped a review of this figure from So Toys, but I got this figure. I'm not necessarily the biggest CW Arrowverse fan.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, so I had to get this because, you know what? For the Justice League, I want filmed, so I'm going to have to put, Green Arrow, and so here it is, the Stephen Amell Green Arrow figure that is a third-party figure from So Toys. I did get my notice from 1/6 retailers saying that I had to finish paying off this figure because it's going to arrive the first week of July, but I think this is a terrific-looking figure. Justin gave it a very high mark, and as far as third-party figures goes, So Toys do a really, really good job. So
they do.
Happy to pick that up.
Yeah, I'm going to pick one up myself. Look, Arrow had a cracking first couple of seasons before they decided, hey, why don't we ruin it all? But it was such a good, gritty first couple of seasons. And Stephen Amell, I think he was a great Oliver Queen. I really, truly do. And I think that figure is outstanding. I think it's a great figure of Green Arrow. Yeah, I'd like a classic one, but I could have but if I could get a classic one that would go with the classic Batman and the classic Superman and one classic Wonder Woman, I would be very okay with that. Red gloves, maybe even red gloves, no goatee. Go with the very first iteration. Who knows? But I think that figure in itself is superb. I think that's a doozy for me.
I think so too. I mean, I think that's definitely something that needs to be ordered. But as there's something else that dropped, shocking new toy that's not 6 scale, but it's something that I looked at, and I got to tell you, I might have ripped my jeans. I was so aroused by it, ladies. And I figured that I would show it to you. I don't know if you've seen this, But now this is
No,
not.
I can relate. It's so hot here. My balls are the size of fucking beach balls right now. It's.
Well,
my trousers are feeling tight around the crotch.
Well, now here's a toy line that I never really got into, even when I was a little kid, and I've actually never owned any of the things from this toy line. But when I saw this, dude, I've got to tell you, I went a little nuts. So here it is. Have you've heard of Playmobil, right? For the little figures.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. My nephew had some.
Okay. Playmobil.
I gotta wait for the thing to appear, obviously.
For the low price of $500.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're gonna.
The Playmobil USS Enterprise from the original series. Here is a picture of the box. Now, I looked at the box. I'm like, it's not canonically correct. But then they showed me this. It's an Enterprise, a Playmobil Enterprise with an entire bridge interior. Now, obviously, it's a little goofy. But I looked at this and I thought, you know what? This is pretty amazing. Here's the entire bridge interior with the crew. And as I have to tell you, I looked at this and I thought to myself, my God, I absolutely need this. I must own this. It's $500. And I'm like, take my money.
That is beautiful.
Uh-huh. I know.
Beautiful.
I mean,
that bridge is amazing. It's not goofy, it's amazing,
isn't it? Now, what's even cooler about it is not only is the bridge there, it all lights up too. So yeah, I mean,
don't the sounds as well. Do we get
check this out. Here's some it's the here, I'll read what it says. Playmobil is stepping up their game and going where no one has gone before with its exclusive new Star Trek Enterprise playset, which will run you $500. The set is slated for release in September and is available for pre-order from Entertainment Earth. Where's Captain Kirk? Why, he's on the bridge. Quite possibly the biggest and most deluxe Playmobil playset created. It's 42 inches long, 18 inches wide, and it includes electronic lights and sounds that can be controlled by your smartphone. It includes a display cradle plus a wire for ceiling suspension if that's your preferred means of display. The set includes a marvelous ship modeled after its appearance in the original series, plus figures and accessories. You'll get Dr. McCoy, Ensign Chekhov, Uhura, Captain James T. Kirk, Mr. Spock, Sulu, and of course, Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott. The saucer section of the Enterprise opens up to show a 1966-style bridge play environment. What's more, the body of the ship opens up on the side and you get to see an engineering room. Other accessories and electronic surprises are coming as well. So, I mean, bro. Come on, dude.
Bruh.
Yeah, I mean...
Where'd you get it? Where are you pre-ordering it from?
Entertainment Earth has it for pre-order. Here's a picture of the bridge. Now, obviously, it's not to scale, but look at that. They've even got a light-up dilithium crystal chamber in this engineering section. And I have to tell you, if I was like 7 years old and I saw this, I would have lost my fucking mind. Yeah, but to actually have a bridge. I mean, look at this. It's just beautiful. What do you think?
I think its charm is off the charts. It's so charming. It's beautiful. It's such a clever. It's just such a clever thing to do with the original series. Playmobil in itself, it's kind of an old-fashioned, toy nowadays. Really. I know. And to sort of, well, why not lean into it? We got an old-fashioned kind of a show. I think that is absolutely beautiful. It's putting a smile on my face, and if that doesn't, speak wonders for for just how charming it is. I think that's incredible. There's a very small part of me that would love to get it for my nephew, but there's a much larger part of me, ladies, that wants it for me. And my nephew's 8. He's probably over Playmobil by now. He's too busy playing on his Switch. I got him for his freaking birthday. So who wants to play with Playmobil anymore? I'll have it.
I know. I mean, I looked at that, and didn't you just? I'm looking at that, man. Says she listens to us talk about Trek. She says, "Hi, gents. All I see here is the potential for road rage." I think
Star Trek Road Rage.
Star Trek Road Rage. I think she's definitely right there with you. Icanless says, "Hail RMB and Az. I got some bad news. I found out yesterday 4 of my 1/6 figures that would have shipped on the 20th have been delayed until next month. Still getting the Sideshow Harley and the black and white creature from the Black Lagoon."
Oh,
that's a bummer.
I like that creature from Black Lagoon. That's a good call.
Now, let me ask you this. We also saw dropping new figures from a new figure from the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Is that something you would buy?
I've got Echo on pre-order, kind of out of respect for the, for the rookie. What did they end up calling them? They were the rookie. They started off as the rookies, didn't they? And then they developed. I haven't watched the Bad Batch. I don't intend to watch the Bad Batch, but it is a very nice looking toy.
Yeah,
and it would go. Of course, it would go with Echo. And
I gotta say,
sorry, go on.
Oh no, you go ahead. Time to interrupt.
No, I was just gonna say it's just one of those ones that you kind of like. I don't want to support Star Wars anymore in the slightest, but just from a collection perspective, I'll think about it. But when it's the thing, there's also, I gotta confess, there's also a slightly greedy element of behind it, because anything that's in an armor, anything that's a stormtrooper, tends to soar in value.
Yeah.
So there's a sort of collector part of me that says, if I pick it up, not only will this hold its value, this is most likely gonna go up.
Yeah,
in value. So I that might win the day.
Well, here it is. Here is the Hunter. It's the Hunter figure. I really, again, I love. Look at the gun and the armor, and this was again newly announced by Sideshow in Hot Toys this week. Obviously, Sideshow's the North American distributor. But what I really like about this figure is I think it looks great. It's a really great looking armor. But I really love this head sculpt. I mean, he's kind of got a maybe an indigenous person vibe, because Tamora Morrison, with the headband, and I really love just this. I mean, it looks great. So really, yeah, he is South. I think he's half Maori, and this really sort of captures that vibe, and I love the look of this figure, and I think, my God, I mean, I've watched a little bit of the Bad Batch. I don't love it, but these characters, if the characters are good, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'll buy that figure just because it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, the armor's great. The gun's great. The helmet's great.
Yeah.
The distressing is excellent. The backpack's great. You got a couple of thermal detonators there as well. It's got as our friend Justin would say, it's got all the toyetic elements of it.
For sure.
And because this is taking a cartoon and then transferring it into how would he look in reality? It's a wonderful translation. The hair is fucking superb.
Yep.
And the tattoo or the face paint, I don't know what it actually is, whether it's one or the, but it's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Is it just me, or the eyes just starting to look so good now on?
Oh man, I mean the eyes, these hot toys, the facial sculpts. I mean, when I saw the older Boba Fett from Mandalorian with the face sculpt that Tamora Morrison had. Actually, I'm saying his name wrong, but I think there's Tamora. Is it? Yeah, people have told me that I'm getting it wrong, but what an incredible. Leave Robert alone. These are amazing. Maybe
it's Tamura Morrison, but maybe they're trying to, and I'm pretty sure they're going to release the whole of the Bad Batch as well.
Oh, I think so too. Especially because I think they're really going to sell.
I just really wish they'd start to release some of the 5.0 first. Really do.
And Shane O'Reilly's been sending in some Super Chat stickers. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that.
What? Guarantee you there's a hot dog in there from Shane. Guarantee.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for doing that. And thank you for doing the hot dog.
Ladies.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's all good. And you know what else they dropped? Did you buy the astronaut figure from the Wandering Earth? Did you pre-order that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they released another one. The lady, here she is from the Wandering Earth, a female version. This is an incredible figure, and I think that I like the Wandering Earth, and this figure. I mean, it's coming from Damn Toys, and it's obviously it's expensive. It's a really expensive figure, but look at all this stuff. It's just incredible. I mean, I'm very excited to have both of these figures. I can't even imagine how it was unbelievable. So that is
beautiful,
bruh.
Dude, I need some Asian ladies in my life.
I know, right? Especially an Asian lady with a beautiful spacesuit on.
Oh,
I mean, you can't touch her.
Yeah.
You can't touch her, but she's great to look at.
Yeah, just watch me. This suit is just superb. Absolutely superb.
So good.
Oh my lord, you have made me a very happy man, sir.
That's what I'm here for. I'm just here to share the joy, celebrate the love, as the Ewoks used to say. I'm gonna yub-nub everything up on this hizzle.
Yub-nub. Oh, the outfit is divine.
Celebrate the love. Doing my Lando Calrissian.
Oh my god,
Celebrate the love.
Like, we celebrate this love. No! Don't do it, Leia. Don't do it.
I just, Billy D. Williams clapping in that scene. It's always so convincing to me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh man, that is beautiful.
I know, right?
Nice. Again, not coming out till next. Yeah.
Of course not.
There's a third. There's three.
Wait, there's another one?
There's Zhao Quain, who's the woman. There's Captain Wang Li. There's also Zhang Qichang as well.
Wait, what? Did I miss that? How did I miss that?
There's a third.
Oh my God, there is. I thought that was the first one, but it's oh my God.
Are you trying to say that?
Don't even
joke it.
Don't even joke that. The people wow, I didn't even see. Look at the gun. He's got a huge Terminator 2 Gatling gun. Wow, this is all. Oh, you know what else? This picture. Oh man, now I'm gonna have to. That means you're gonna be spending over $1,000 for 3 figures from the Wandering Earth. But you know what? Worth it. Yeah. Hang on, let me show this because this actually.
Know what I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to in the base of one of my Modular cases. I'm gonna have to put some. There's gonna have to be a diorama just for that little area.
Oh yeah.
You got to get like the gravelin or whatever it is, and get it on there. Oh my lordy! And oh my goodness me! And it attaches on the back of him as well.
Okay, first of all, here's the new figure. I'm there. It's up. There it is. There's the picture of him, and he's up there. And now I want. Here's a close-up. Look at this. Look at how I've never even seen anything like this before in 6 scale. I mean, it's interesting because this gun, it looks like it's a Steadicam rig, the same way the smart guns in Aliens, they actually used Steadicam camera rigs. I mean, look at this. I mean, is this not erection-inducing? My God, look at that detail. Wow. That is so badass. And having all 3 of these figures, it's like, having Super Ghostbusters with all that. You thought a proton pack was cool. You know what's even cooler? This Gatling gun from the Wandering Earth. That's what I'm saying. Wow. That is pretty dope. And they're all $370 each. Ouch.
But look at them. These people don't just have outfits on. They've got exosuits on. Their exosuits look as if they have been created to be, series realistic, film realistic. Everything. This guy's got a happy face, acid face.
I mean, dude? Here's another picture
in his outfit as well.
Here's another picture. I guess the munitions. What do you call it? The bullet. The band. It's not a bandolier, but the string of there's. I know there's a word for it. The string of actual bullets that are feeding.
Yeah. Is it ribbon? No.
But whatever the word is. Look at this. Here's a close-up shot of the actual munitions that he's firing. I mean, look at this. Each bullet is individually painted. Now, again, this is a prototype, and we'll only know. But my God, look at the detail. I mean, it's just like nothing that I've ever seen before. I mean, this is 6 scale to this is next level stuff on that, man. Check that out. Yowza. This is very exciting. What do you think?
There's no need to think. There is no think. There is do.
There is no Dana. There is only Zool.
My goodness me.
I know, dude. I mean, when you look at this stuff, how can you not want it? Like, I can't look at this and go, nah, that's just a pass for me. No, I must have that.
I mean, I haven't seen The Wandering Earth yet, but I just think these outfits are just so cool.
Yeah, I would say the movie is. I went and saw it in a theater. I took Elizabeth. It's a bit overstuffed,
yeah.
but it doesn't matter.
I don't care. I just think those outfits are absolutely those.
Oh man,
spacesuits are just so sci-fi.
I know, right?
That's what it's saying to me. They're just so science fiction-y that I'm like, I'm in. This just reminds me of like Alien.
Yep.
It's got that whole vibe to it. Yeah, take me away, sunshine. Take me away.
I know. So there's like, for all of the craziness still going on in the world, my God, does the world of toys still bring me great joy.
I got something to show today.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I just got one thing I want to show you. It's 10 inches big.
Ladies.
And I think it's the most incredible thing I have in my collection. I think this is the most favorite thing I have in my collection at the moment. I really do. I am in love. I mean, when I say I'm in love, I'm in love. I cannot get over how good this is.
Wow.
Die-cast, the DX, the die-cast Optimus Prime that's been created completely from the anime TV show, to be accurate to that, while still being accurate to was it Earth Rise or whatever. And the lights on it, the chest piece, the eyes,
wow.
The lights at the top.
Oh, those are lights inside the chest. Is amazing.
Yeah, and that gives you the kind of green effect that Optimus has on the windows.
And that's all die cast?
It's die cast and plastic, but like die cast, like loads of areas die cast. It's this is a weighty boy.
Wow.
This is a weighty boy. And
Now,
then
is
to
that
have his gun, of course, his beautiful gun, and then I've just got his axe, and the articulation is obscene for what you can do.
now who makes this? Who makes this?
This is it? I'm not exactly sure. Would be would it be Bandai? No.
Is it Takara or is it 3A or something? Or
let me just confirm who the actual manufacturer
that is, as Justin would say, chunky. It looks great.
This is, let's have a look. 3-0.
Oh, right. Okay, right. 3. That's what I meant.
This is 3-0. So, you know, everything. I mean, the feet articulation, so you can get your pose on. The poses that you can get on this are absolutely crazy. But the level of like distress.
Yeah, it's amazing.
When you just look, oh man, I can't stop looking at this. I just can't stop looking at this. The only negative that I can say is that it doesn't come with batteries. So you have to order your batteries separately. And I think it's AG13s.
Wow.
So
okay.
if you it's for figure collection realms, it's cheap. It's £130, which for a die-cast 10-inch fully posable Optimus Prime, this doesn't transform. This is just this is Optimus Prime.
Right, sure.
As is. There's also a die-cast Megatron one, which is due out soon. That's going to complement this. The wheels, even the wheels on the side, move.
Wow, that's really nice.
Even though it's in its transformed state, and on the side by the cab as well. And the level of like detail here, like here on the shoulder pads, the shoulders go up, so you can get more articulation coming out with your arm. It's so posable, it's insane. You can, and it comes with extra accessories. It comes with like the shield, obviously different hands, and you can just put it in the most insane poses that you want to put Optimus Prime in. You just think of it, and you'll probably get him in it.
That's real. I mean, I love the look of it. I love the fact that it's got, even though it's based on the anime, I love the color and what they've done with that. It's God, look at that thing. That is just mighty awesome.
Yes. So I would thoroughly recommend, folks, that if you do have some coins in your quaffer for a figure and you're a big fan of Transformers, you really cannot go wrong with this. You really cannot go wrong with this. It's so good. Yeah. The love is here.
Well, love is in the air. Well, how could you not love that?
I just want to stare at it all day. That's all I want to do. Just stare at it all day, every day.
Well, I got something. You've already shown this on the show, but I got it, and I did not open it. I haven't even opened it all the way. But but I got my Batman Beyond finally.
Yeah.
And as here it is in the box, which I haven't opened yet. I should have pre-opened it, but I didn't. I cannot believe. I mean, these accessories. First of all, the guns, the batarangs. I mean, I don't want to open this up because all the little pieces. This is just incredible. This figure is incredible, but I'll do it since we're live. I will open up this figure, and I will look at this. I mean, I've already seen everyone's. I think I'm late to the party finally getting mine, but dude, this figure, and I know I'm just preaching to the choir. This figure is really here. I'll go full frame on it. This Hot Toys figure, they really outdid themselves. I mean, this figure is. I had no idea until you actually have this bad boy in your hand, and of course, I haven't even taken the stuff off of him. But I mean, this is just an incredible figure. I cannot wait I'm going to have this figure fighting with my Deathstroke figure, which also I've never opened up because I was waiting specifically to set up a display with the two of them fighting. And I think that this figure, dude, God, look at this. This figure's so badass. I mean, and all the accessories, I love this figure so much. And I know normally I wouldn't collect the Arkham figures. It's not really kind of my thing, but
Batman Beyond, dude. You don't even have to think of it as Arkham. It's Batman Beyond.
Right.
The figure version, the live action figure version of Batman Beyond.
I mean, this figure is so badass.
Terry McGinnis. That's Terry McGinnis, mate.
It is.
That's not Bruce. That's Terry McGinnis.
You're absolutely
right. For all
right.
intents and purposes.
You're absolutely right. And I'm glad because apparently a lot of people slept on this figure, so they Justin said it was going to be sold out. So I'm glad that I picked it up specifically so he can fight Slade Wilson. So I'm very excited about finally
that's
getting that.
the fight.
Yeah, because both of those figures are full of accessories. And now I have to say this. I did, in fact, I know you got in 10 Modu cases, right?
I got 10 Modu cases.
Now, I ordered 9, but I only, in 2 different orders, I've only received 3. Now, have you tried building one yet?
No, because even if I built one downstairs, it would have to stay downstairs until my foot's better to be able to sort out the upstairs. So I'm just, I'm sort of like twiddling my ass, you know what I mean? It's frustrating. But yeah, when I saw your image, you sent me an image because you had
I'll put that
one.
Up.
They are huge.
Dude, I have to say, I'm going to put this, I'll put this image up so people can see what it is, but I've been looking for, storage solutions and whether they're DTOF shelves or whatever. But I came across Modu Case. There's a lot of people online. A lot of people have done videos of Modu cases, but so their DF line is their chonkiest line, I guess, and they make so the DF60s, which I'm going to show right here. Yeah, here's the Modu case. I built this yesterday, so I'm getting 9 of these now. These Modu cases they have plexiglass sides, and so the dimensions here that it's about 25, a little over 25 inches tall. And it's 23.6 inches wide and 23.6 inches deep. So, and I put a 6-scale 3PO and a 6-scale R2-D2 on top so you can see. But you could probably line up. There's a lot of. It's just really deep. And what the bottom that they give you, the bottom of the base is like a velvet. It's covered with velvet, like black velvet. So what I'm doing is I got plastic risers to add, but I'm going to take my Hot Toys boxes and put velvet fabric over them. You can buy risers, but I'm going to put them in the Modu case to create different steps so you can utilize. These are deep. These will fit Thanos. These will fit whatever, and there's a lot of room. Like you could probably fit between 15 or 20. Yeah, I'm going to put the Hulkbuster fighting Hulk. But so I'll eventually have 9 of these when the other 6 come in. And each one comes with its own light source. So they come with, the ones we're getting have spotlights in them, but you can get LED lights, and they come with all you can see down there the hardware. I haven't put the hardware in yet, but it's all there. I'm very impressed. They were a little tricky to build, to be honest. But once you figure it out, because the instructions are just pictures and they're not exactly that descriptive. So there's things that I figured out when I was building it that would probably aid you in your construction because they've made various refinements to these, so they've changed them up. But I have to say, as far as solutions go, so I'm doing a 9 by, so it'll be 3 stacks of 3 in a big square. But if you want to, you can open up the sides. So these are DF60s, but they do make a DF120, which is double this size on the bottom, so it's like a rectangle, but you can stack them. And they make DF30s. They make all different kinds, but these DFs are the chunkiest ones, and you can get the most figures in them. But if you stack them up on the bottom, you can fit like the 6th scale sideshow vehicles, like from a Jazz Inc. My Land Speeder, because I'm going to do a whole one level's going to be, I think, Marvel, one level's going to be DC, and maybe one level's going to be Star Wars. I haven't decided yet. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm very impressed with those solutions, and I think that they're really cool. Justin, of course, worked with Modjacase, and they designed a custom set for his needs. But I really like the way that they really are modular. So again, I'm very impressed. Really like the product, and it's going to look great in the Robservatory. So hopefully by next week, I'll have at least my first 3 stacked up and filled and lit up with figures. So I'll be able to make. I'm going to make it, because people are always asking me. I haven't really had. I mean, other than on shelves and all this, I haven't really had a nice standing display. But no, yeah. I'm excited.
I want a couple of 120s.
Yeah, me too.
I do want a couple of 120s, big time. It's just such a ball ache. Sideshow don't sell them. If you're selling DF60s, why are you selling DF120s?
Well, and also I think, Modjacase manufactures to order, which is one of the problems. Like you order, like I had a Modjacase order with them, but I changed it because they make risers, like these risers that like a base with a drawer in them. So I ordered those. Those are coming, but those might not even come for, however many months, and it's kind of a bummer. But I'll tell you, like we showed last week on the show, I found this picture which I sent to you of a guy with. Not only are they DF120s, but there's a company in the UK that makes backdrops and that fit. That fit the Modjacases, and we showed them last week on your show. I think you showed it.
By the way, there's a lot of people in the chat saying, what about Belle? She gonna have a field day with these? These are all going in the office. So Belle ain't going anywhere near them. Okay, right. She can come in the office. If she attempts to go near them, nicely and with love, I will kill her.
Yeah, but I mean, I got to show this again. I know we showed it, but these are 6 DF120s, and you can see just what you can do. I mean, again, this is such a spectacular display, like Titan and the Guardians of the Galaxy. To me, like, this takes your collection obviously to another level, and I really like the color rather than just black. The colored backdrops, I think, really add to the experience of what your cases can be, and obviously the dioramas and the stuff in there. I mean, these are really, really, really spectacular. So I'm really, really happy with the Modjacases, and I'm happy to finally be able to put a lot of my collection in one place where I can admire it rather than just having it sit on shelves and collecting dust.
Well, I gotta get a couple of 120s, because if I decide to put the Justice Mobile in one, it's got to go into a 120.
Yep.
And of course, I do have a Tumblr on pre-order paid for.
Right.
So that's the 1 in 6 as well, and I've got on pretty good authority that when that box arrives, it's going to be in huge. For that bad boy. So I'm so glad that I actually made the decision to pay for the Tumblr straight away, and also the Dark Knight straight away to get that. But yeah, I could have a couple of beautiful Batmobiles and a couple of beautiful DF120s.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, and also, like you were talking about, the Bat computer. I mean, you could do a whole, if you had two 120s next to each other. I mean, imagine, like, if you had this kind of a setup, and you could do an entire, or like we were talking about last week, you could even take 4 D120s and do an above ground situation, and then do a below ground situation, and build yourself an entire bat cave, and that could be really, really cool.
The image is out.
Yeah.
So you got a 4-image story going on there.
Yeah.
And you got your back computer at the top. Like I said, take another Robin when the So-So Toys Robin comes out. I'm going to pick that one up, and then I can utilize the air, which I could convert into a what? Whoa! For me, I know that in this universe, that is actually meant to be Dick Grayson who's been killed, not Jason Todd.
Right.
But for me, it would be Jason Todd.
Yeah.
It will be a Jason Todd. So I might even be so morbid as to take the crowbar from the Joker accessory from the Sideshow Joker, put a little bit of blood on it maybe, and put it underneath the suit as if a never forget by Batman.
Yeah.
I think that could be pretty cool.
I think you are correct, but I just can't wait to see what you do. With the setup, and
I know you've been yeah. If somebody could just miraculously cure my ankle, then I could really get onto this pretty quick. But yeah, it's frustrating for me. And yeah, I've been trying so hard to kind of try get things done while I just gotta say, to myself, just chill,
bruh,
get it back.
I don't know if you saw this in the live chat, but our friend Martino just tipped this channel $500 and said you deserve the Playmobil.
Wow!
I don't even know what to say to that. I'll tell you what,
Martino, there you go, dude. You deserve it.
I'm gonna go. To be fair, I now I'm obligated. Martino, I don't know what to say, but I'm going to go to Entertainment Earth and order that bad boy right now.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's insane.
But you know what, Martino, I can't believe that you did that. But I kind of think, though, I want to get a picture of that Lotus. I mean, as much as I appreciate your amazing generosity, sir, I mean, come on. I gotta see it. But yes, I'm going to buy. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna now have to make a plaque that says his name. This was presented to the Robservatory on because I gotta do that on Wednesday, January 16th, 2021. And I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to make a plaque.
It's June, but good try,
Oh, did I say July? June.
No, you said January.
January. Did I say January? No, I'm going to see what, it's where I'm at. It's live TV, right? I'm going to have a plaque made, and I'm going to put it up, and it's going to be surrounded by my 1/350th scale refit Enterprise and my 1/350th scale Enterprise. So, Martino, I don't even know what to say to that. Nothing like that's ever happened to me before. I feel like I'm getting married now or something.
Well, that's a beautiful thing for him to do, Martino. I don't know the chap, but Martino, I think you made Rob very happy.
Yeah, I think, but now I'm going to make a big deal of it. I'm going to have the
as you should.
Now there's actually going to be a wing in the Robservatory with somebody like it'd be like having like the Rockefellers. This
well,
museum.
You could call it whatever Martino's surname is. You could call it the wing.
The Sulmoni.
The Bellucci wing or whatever.
Sulmoni. I have
Sulmoni.
to Martino Sulmoni. It'll be the wing. That's what I'm gonna do. I have to do that. I'm gonna I'll have like a hanging plaque. Because the Robservatory now has corridors in it. It didn't before.
Oh, okay.
There's corridors you can walk around now.
Okay, this sounds interesting.
I don't even know what to say. Martino. That was that's insanity. But from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you for that, and I will be going. I hope that they have it up for pre-order now because I'm going to go do it. So that I don't even know what to say, man. I'm blown away. But how let's just take one more gander then at the bridge of this Playmobil. Look at this thing. I'm just telling you, as if I had this thing, I know I'm a middle-aged man with one foot in the grave, but I just look at this and I'm like, why didn't they make this when I was a kid? Like, look at this. To actually have, all we got was this shitty Mego bridge made of cardboard-covered vinyl. I mean, this kind of thing. And look at the Klingon battle cruiser on the view screen. I mean, come on. Well, it wouldn't have cost that much in the 70s.
Well, but that's just it. Let's just say that it translated in the 70s. That it would probably cost more because of just how.
I don't know. Toys in the 70s, you got a lot for your buck. There was a lot of bang for your buck you got. But I'll tell you one thing. They would have had to, because I would have moped around the house for weeks. And then my mom was like, "Robbie, what's wrong?" Mom, until I have the Playmobil. Because I was one of those kids that, like, dude, when I saw the dinky die-cast Space 1999 Eagles, and they were $14 in, like, 1976. And when I saw it, I swear to God, I moped around the house for weeks until, like, I think my birthday rolled around. And because my parents, and I was not a kid that wanted everything. I only wanted one specific thing or a couple of things, and that's all I wanted. My parents were like, "Well, don't you want anything else?" I'm like, "No." My mom would be like, "You're so difficult to buy for." I'm like, "I'm not difficult to buy for. I want one thing. I just want this one specific thing." But man, I moped around the house for weeks until I got that Eagle. Weeks.
You're lucky. When I was, I think, 13 or 14, I got a job doing a paper round, as most tend to do.
Yep, so did I.
And it was grueling, and you got paid all.
Yeah.
And I got paid my £10. I got paid my £10 for doing this run.
Was it 7 days a week? Did you have to do it 7 days a week?
No, it wasn't 7 days. It was
5 days, Monday through Friday.
I would get paid per delivery. So I had like we were like given a set, and then we'd go out and we just did, do some one day and then come back and do some another day. Because it was like a very specific magazine. It wasn't like a newspaper. It was a very specific magazine. And it was a freebie. And I had got my £10, and I went to the toy shop, and I bought my Target Master Blur for the Transformers. And I got home, and my mother took it off me.
What?
And said, you just wasted your money, and took it off me.
What are you supposed to do? Go to the corner candy store and buy candy with it? What the hell?
They said, you should have put it in the bank. You should have put it in the bank. I'm like, but in your head, you're like, I'm 13 years old. I want a fucking toy. I want a Transformer. I don't want to put £10 in the bank to do fuck all. I want this £10 to buy me a Transformer. I think the paper round was roughly September. At Christmas, I got it back as a present.
Wait a minute. You went and used your own money and bought a Transformer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to give it up.
Which I earned with the money that I earned.
You had to give it up.
Paper round, yeah.
And then your mom gave it back, the same thing that you purchased for yourself. So you basically,
as one of my Christmas presents. Yeah.
I think we should call your mom right now.
No,
it's too late. It's too late. No, I mean, that's a terrible story. That's like some Oliver Twist shit right there. Come on. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Can I have some more?
I was not happy. I was. No, I lie. It wasn't Blur. It was fucking Rodimus Prime. It was Rodimus Prime that was £9.99. Blur I had asked for Christmas. So Blur was what I asked for Christmas, and I bought the Rodimus Prime, and I went. That's it. I bought the Rodimus Prime, and then I went to my mate's house, and we opened it up, and we played Transformers together, and then I put it all back, to go back home, and that's when I got ganked. When I got home, they were like, you should have put that money in the bank, but you went and bought this, and they took it off me. And then I got it back. I got the Rodimus Prime back. For what do you mean I love you, Mum? Do you know how distressful that is for a kid? I earned that money. It wasn't her money, it was my money.
I think moms are like that. My mom used to, like, I too had a paper route, and the only reason I got a paper route was because I needed money for blank video cassettes. Blank video cassettes were so expensive. Like, they were like, when I first got a VCR, they were like $30 a pop. And my parents weren't going to buy them for me. And I'm like, Mom, what's the point of having a VCR if I can't tape anything? And she's like, do you know how expensive these? Get yourself a job. So I did. I mowed lawns. I did yard work. And I got a paper route in in Seattle. My paper route was every day. So I had 53 houses. And I had to deliver the Seattle Times every day. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, the paper had to be delivered by like 6 a.m. So I had to get up at like 4:30. And I walked my paper route. And it was brutal. And like after the end of a month, I made enough money to buy a blank video cassette. And it was worth it. I'm like, yes, I can use a 6-hour
porn that you got on there.
No, that was I hadn't got to the porn level yet. But I had to tape movies off cable. It was amazing.
Yes, I do. I do Purple Valkyrie. I need some loving. It was distressful. It was distressful though. When you'd worked, look, if my mum wanted to put some money in the bank for me, you make me an account and fucking put money in, all right?
Or match what you put away. My parents, like, my grandfather and my dad said to me when I was like 12, they said, you're going to want a car when you're 16. And my dad said, I will match whatever you put away, and so will your grandfather.
Well.
So for 4 years they did, and I did that.
I used to get £2.50 pocket money a week.
That was your allowance.
But I didn't. I got £1.25 pocket money a week, and my mum said, I'm putting £1.25 aside each week. And that's, so you're saving half and you get half to spend. But your pocket money is £2.50, but you get £1.25, and I put £1.25 into the bank. Spoiler alert, never happened.
No.
And I used to be, when I was about when I was young, I used to be diligent, and I used to I had a thing, you know how kids get, we get fucked up in the head. For some reason, every time I got a 20 pence piece, I saved it. I saved it because I just thought 20 pence pieces were cool. So I'm just going to save all my 20 pence pieces. So I got this like jar, not a jar, but like a little thing. And it was full of 20 pence pieces. I couldn't put the lid on it in the end because it was just full of 20 pence pieces. So proud of myself. Parents had that.
What?
They had that. That went.
They found your jar of 20 pence pieces?
No, I didn't hide it. It was on the. I put it on the side.
So they lied to you about putting your £1 25 pence, whatever, the quid.
Yeah.
And they took your 20 pence jar or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ask, let me see my bank statement so I know how much money I've put away here?
No, you got to walk across the head if you ask that. So yeah, when it came to how much have we got in the bank, the answer was nothing. And then that's what it was.
Wow, did that shatter all your illusions?
It made me really. I think I could just be bullshitting, but I think that made me very frivolous with money when in my because I was thinking to myself, spend it before it gets taken. I used to have this attitude of if I don't spend my money, someone's going to fucking take it from me. So I got in my early 20s, going into my early 20s, mid 20s, even. I'd say it was my early 30s that I started to get a different attitude. it suddenly became, okay, let's be a little bit more responsible now.
JB says this is turning into a men's therapy session. Hugs, lads. Why do you think we still buy toys?
But we were poor. Look. I don't hold anything against my mum. We were poor. Okay.
Right.
We weren't.
And apparently
we
you
weren't
were poorer.
Well, the thing is, my dad he's a horrible, disgusting piece of shit, and I've known him for 6 years of my life. The other 6 years, he was working abroad and not sending us any money. So he was working abroad, making good money, and we never saw a penny of it. He never paid his child support. My mum would have to harass him just to get some rent, pay fucking rent.
Wow.
On the house. So she was very stressed out about that sort of stuff. When
Silver
it came to
sphere
money,
right to his face.
I don't like. I would say I was good at it at the time, but I can sort of. She was under a lot of pressure. She had 3 kids. She was on her own. She wasn't getting any money,
man.
any financial support. So,
well, you know what?
When you're poor, you're poor. That's just how it is.
Well, now hearing this story, let's just show you. Let me just offer this photograph of how this Playmobil Enterprise lights up. The engine room lights up. The bridge dome lights up. And look at those warp nacelles. They light up too. So how happy do you feel about that? I feel damn happy. And you know why I feel even happier? Because thanks to Martino, I am going to find this in here in the Robservatory. Can we say one more time? Thank you all very much. So I might talk about how bad life gets. But when you have a light up Playmobil Enterprise.
Says that story, Rob. Will push his head in dirt and walks over body. Oh man. Oh boy. That was brilliant, mate. That was fucking brilliant.
Oh boy. But you love your mom. And you still talk.
I do.
Yeah.
Look, she had a hard time. She had a hard time. I love her to pieces. I wouldn't change her for the world. All silly things that happened to us as kids, I've forgiven her a long time ago. Long time ago. So I can tell these stories, with no baggage. There's no baggage attached to these stories. They're just the stories that happened, and it's just that's life. That's life. I'm fine now. I'm over it.
And we can indulge our every whim.
My mom called me the other day. I'm not trying to do this to flex, but I'm just trying to show where we are now. She called me the other day. She was like, I want to do these like little knitting things that I'm doing. And she was like, because I can feel, the arthritis in my fingers now. She's 77 years of age now. The arthritis is catching up, and she's like, I don't know how long I can do craft work for, and so I want to try and do as much craft work as I can before the arthritis sets in. So I said, okay. So I said, what do you want? How can I help? Type of thing. And she's like, well, is it okay if you could just get us like a couple of balls of yarn? Because that'd be, really help, and it'd just be, be great for us. So by the time she'd finished that sentence, I said, Mum, I've put 500 quid into your bank. Go get, whatever you need for your craft.
Wow.
Because I love my mum. I love my mumsies. So she wanted a couple of balls of yarn at 12, tenner a piece. And I was like, there you go. Whatever you need for your craft. Boom. Done. Love you, my mum. And she was like crying. She started crying. I said, why are you crying? She was like, it's so kind of you. I was like, you're my mum. You're my mum. You don't, you need anything, you just say, hey, can I help? Can you help with this at all? I said, you're my mum. But because we've had, because she's never, sort of had this or been able to have this in her life, even to her, now it's new to her, So,
I got to tell you, I never thought on a TV show or, a YouTube streaming show where we talk about our toys that I would actually feel emotionally moved. I don't mean that as a joke. I honestly, watching your face, I went full frame on you, and as a good director would, and you were melting my heart. In all honesty, that's a great story. Now you make me feel guilty. I got to call my mom up. Because my mom, she doesn't really. My mom doesn't really want much. All she talks about are cats and golf.
Nice.
But yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I have a better relationship with my mother now than I did when I was younger.
Absolutely, I have the best relationship with my mum now than I've ever had, and it's because all the baggage is gone.
Right.
All the baggage is all that stuff that happened to me as a kid, all that horrible stuff, and then not the stuff that I've talked about today. That's that's nothing at the end of the day. All that kind of horrible stuff. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all been dealt with. It's all been exercised out. There's none of that. No resentment. No nothing. No this. No that. So we just have a beautiful. We just have a beautiful relationship now.
That's fantastic.
And because when you come from a poor background, like she has, she's never had money. My mum's never had money in a whole entire life. Even when her parents passed away, and she got half of the house, so the other half went to her brother. That just went into a mortgage. That just went into the mortgage so she could get a reduced mortgage because of her age. And she wouldn't get a 25-year mortgage or whatever. So, she had to put a big down payment down just to get a 10-year mortgage. So she's never had spare cash. She's never had that. She's always been very frugal with the money, and she makes it go, she can stretch a pound as a day's long. It's crazy how mothers can kind of do that. And so, I want her to be happy. She's 77. Hopefully we've got her for another 20 years. Be nice. I just wanted to have, what I can hopefully give her. So if she wants to do crafts, and these crafts are great. She sent me one. I should have had it here to show off. She sent me one. She sent me an example. And it's great. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like this caterpillar, and she's put it all together, knitted all the balls, put the stuffing in, and then put it all together, put the eyes on, the antennas on, and then put little bases on it, and then little flower arrangement on the side. She's so good at that kind of stuff.
You realize, of course, you're now obligated to show that to us.
I'm gonna have to. I'll show it next stream.
Next week, you gotta. Don't let viewers. People who love these shows, don't let Az forget. We want to see his. Does it have a name? Did she name it?
I haven't called in anything yet. We could name it next week.
Okay, we'll name it next week. Oh, it could be a contest for a viewer.
But she knitted me a Batman.
She did.
I wanted her to. Yeah. She's great. She's wonderful at knitting.
Wow.
She can do stuff.
Can she knit 6-scale clothing?
Well, I actually, she probably could actually. But I asked her.
I'm just trying to cover my bases here.
I was like, Mum, could you knit HeelsvsBabyFace like babies?
Oh.
And she made one. She did make one as an example. But me, there's me kind of going, right, I want 200 of these. She's not going to be able to do 200 of these.
Well, she makes the prototype, and then you have you manufacture them in China.
Boom.
Because you can go to you can have anything made.
This is how we go full hypocrite. This is how we do it. China, the country I've been berating consistently. Can you make me some of these, please?
Yeah, but then again,
I'll try and find some of the stuff that she's knitted for us for next week. Have an arts and crafts toys.
I'm telling you.
Show us your caterpillar, as the saying. Dirty.
Show us your caterpillar. Yeah.
Why aren't you showing that to us as? What else are you keeping from us? it begins.
Well, hey, listen, there's been a lot of people. Oracle of Doom 22 says something really nice. Justin is not here because he's sleeping. Just want to say a big thank you to Justin. But he watches the show if he's not on it. You're a real class act. It meant a lot to me. I guess Justin might have done something. I got to say, to be honest, both you and Justin are very nice men. I mean, genuinely very nice people. Not just because I've just had an emotional response to the story you talked about with your mom, but really nice guys. And one of the things that I love, why I love streaming with both of you, is because there really is unironic love for all of this stuff. And I don't have anybody else in my life I can have unironic love, about toys and action figures and things like. Because there's always somebody laughs, and while we laugh, we still really genuinely love this stuff. And but at the same time, I got to say, Justin's been dropping a lot of videos. I do think his channel is, in terms of, like, he does almost a clinical analysis of all of the figures, and he has a format. I think he does the best reviews on the planet Earth. Nobody does. You have an announcement? Oh, well, I think Justin does a great job. That's all I want to say. What is your announcement, sir?
In the beginning of July, beat you. You went January. In the beginning of July, I'm actually opening a second channel.
Really?
I have another channel attached to my channel, which I've done nothing with. It's been there for me to download videos on that I can cut pieces out to put into various videos which I've created. That I've now cleared out. And that is going to turn into the this is not the name, but this is what it's going to turn into. The HeelsvsBabyFace hobby channel.
Ooh.
Where I am going to be doing 1 in 6 videos of the stuff. It won't be as clinical as Justin. It will be in my inevitable style. I will be showing off the 1 in 6s. I'll be doing Lego. I'll be doing Transformers, G.I. Joes, the other toys that I've got. I'll be literally showing it kind of all off.
Wow.
And probably doing like build videos of the Lego stuff. Like I've got the Daily Bugle downstairs. I bought the Daily Bugle. So I've got the Daily Bugle
awesome
Lego
set, by the way.
Oh yeah. Warhammer. Thank you. Warhammer. I'll be doing the Warhammer on there, so I'll be getting back into the painting business. Like I said, I'm reclaiming this desk. This desk is being reclaimed for the crafts. So yeah, that's going to start in July, and I'm still going to do everything that I do on my regular channel. The new channel won't have a daily upload, but it will have regular uploads. And yeah, it's somewhere that I want to relax on, just to nerd out. I just want, I want that to just be my complete nerdy place. Where we go to just discuss all things toys and hobbies.
I wholeheartedly approve of this. Maybe that's what you should call it. HeelsvsBabyFace's nerdy place.
Nerdy place. Oof. That sounds naughty.
I don't know if I finished reading Oracle of Doom. He said, "Sup, Oracle of Doom," in addition to saying thank you to Justin, which I will pass along. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure he does. He also says, "Sup, Rob and Az, keep up the awesomeness." By the way, Royce Freeman did send in some super chats. Royce, I'm gonna deal with those on Robservations later today because they're much more. They deal with film questions, and I will answer them on that chat. Let's see. Le Chevalier Dulis, Le Chevalier Dulis says, "Hale, is there a classic Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze hot toy with chains?" There actually is. It is an old hot toy, but it came with a motorcycle as well. And I believe it's supposed to be from the Nicolas Cage version of Ghost Rider. It's a pretty bad. You know what? Let me look it up and find it.
I think Gary's got it.
Yeah, I bet he does. If I was hugely rich and didn't care if something on the secondary market cost thousands of dollars, I would buy that, because it is badass. And I found a picture of it.
Ooh.
Let me get this photo and put it. Oh, that's not a. It's a YouTube video. Hang on. Let me here's one. This is on Pinterest. So this is and it's pretty cool because it had effects. Now, obviously, it's not as great looking as modern Hot Toys are because it was made a while ago, and like everything else, Hot Toys are they've increased with age. But so this is what the Hot Toys Ghost Rider figure look like. And again, I love 6-scale motorcycles. I've always wanted to get this. I just think it's badass. And it looks much more toy-like, but I do think it's still pretty cool. So this is, in fact, the Hot Toys Ghost Rider, but this is very, very pricey if you can find it at all. So, Le Chevalier d'Ulysse, that's it. So that's pretty cool. Joel Rice sends in a super chat. So thanks, Joel. And then, Project Piper Customs sends in a super chat and says, "Gentlemen, it might not be your cup of tea, but did you see the newly released promo images for the Playmobil Original Enterprise and its crew? It's huge." Well, it's so funny that you asked that, Project Piper Customs, but thanks to Martino, and I am now going to be the proud owner of this. Let's take a gander at it one more time. Here it is. It's like 44 inches long. I mean, this thing is huge. It is ginormous, and the Enterprise is my one, fetish object. I'm not a furry. I love Enterprises, and I my whole life. I mean, this thing. Look at this. Is this not the greatest thing ever? And thanks to Martino, I don't even have to worry about getting this because I'm just going to pre-order that today, and that goodness is going to show up when it's released, all because of this show. So let me tell you, Project Piper Customs, the answer to your question is yes. Yes.
Even the base is just so pretty.
I know, right? It's just tasty. I look at that and I'm telling you. As I get older, I worry about my prostate, but seeing things like this means I probably won't have to worry about my prostate. So, yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
Keeps me going.
Damn.
Okay. Commander Elfin sends in a super chat and says, "Guys, the Tumblr is coming Thursday." Not the Tumblr. Are you getting the Tumblr's coming Thursday? 6 more figures on order. Any tips on hiding from bailiffs?
Just don't answer the door.
Yeah, no, don't. And if for some reason someone catches you with something, it's not yours. It's a mistake. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know how this got here. It's not mine. Can't take it. It's not mine. So you can't take it. Is this yours? No.
It's not mine. No. Nick Titan Aries sends in a super chat and says, did you take a look at the Gun Girl Lady Japanese TV show I tagged you in? They used Gunpla, meaning the Gundam models, as blasters and battle in a 4-team gun battle. Enjoy.
No, but I did work out, I don't know if we've said this, but I did work out what the figures were that I was trying to figure out. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, which ended up being Serene Hound.
Oh, right, that's right.
And then weirdly enough, Toys Wonderland put out a brand new for pre-order Serene Hound figure about a week or so ago. So the three ones which were already out, I've now got on pre-order, and then the new one I have on pre-order as well. But yeah, so I don't know if they're any part of I don't know if they're part of an anime or anything, or it's just a 1-in-6 toy line,
right?
It's kind of got a vibe to it. I don't know. It could be anime. I don't know. I will investigate.
Manowar 665 Neighbor of the Beast says, this super chat's not for toys. This is to set up the Eyeglasses Temple replacement fund. As people might notice, my glasses.
I thought I was not going to say anything in case it was a touchy subject.
No, so I buy these. Actually, Elizabeth buys these glasses. These like boxes of $5 glasses from Amazon for me. I have misplaced the box where the rest of the glasses are. So this is my only pair left. Elizabeth even ordered me another pair of glasses. So they're supposed to come today, I think.
Well, I have just received the link to a 1 in 6 Ghost Rider motorcycle, Lightning version, flame red. One left. It would be coming from Bangkok, Thailand.
Ladies.
$360.
Is that really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really great price for that.
But is it an authentic one because it's coming from Thailand?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that because there is a lot of bootleg Hot Toys figures in Asia, a lot. And
yes,
that's a good question. I don't know if it's out of the box. I don't know if I would.
Oh, I have a story of woe, of toy woe.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
So I was ecstatic the other day when I had a knock at the door and my Doonan Hot Toys 1 in 6 figure arrived from Appleseed. So excited until I saw the size of the box, which was by.
Oh no.
And I was like, that is way too small for a 1 in 6.
Oh no.
This has definitely not got a hot toy in. So I open it up because obviously I have to see what's inside of it. And it ends up being the 1 in 10 Doonan figure from Appleseed. So today I have after going back and forth and not being happy, today I shipped it back to Japan. But that was very frustrating indeed. Because that's just like tied up, now it's just tied up money for no reason, which I hate doing. The person, I mean, I checked the sale. It wasn't me that made the mistake. The sale is for a 1 in 6 Hot Toys,
Yeah.
Doonan. They made the cock up. Now, I bought it from Japan, thankfully, not like China, Hong Kong. And the person was insanely polite. Had no problem paying for the return costings. They said, could you just put this on it so I don't get an import fee, and don't send it through these 3 couriers because they will hit me with an import fee. But
Right.
if you go through this courier, so I did all that they asked for it to come back, and it's just shipped off today. And shameless plug, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a stream with Critical Drinker on Critical Drinker's channel.
Nice.
We're going to be discussing Beverly Hills Cop.
One of my favorite movies of the 80s.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yep.
This is my choice, so I was ecstatic to get my choice. And
Don't cover this up. This is like the breast of a dog for it. This is not sexy. It's animal.
This is animal. It's just like it kind of says that to Axel. It's like it's animal. It's animal.
Yeah. No, it's not sexy at all.
This is not sexy at all.
This is not my locker.
By
the way, I want to, since you brought the Critical Drinker up, I want to give a mad props, big shout out to the Critical Drinker, who I met because of you. I streamed with him a couple times. He did a great appreciation video this week on Peter Hyams' movie 2010.
Yes,
these sort of forgotten, great video, and all of his videos are great. But I was happy that was not something that I expected him to showcase. And look, does that movie hold a candle to Kubrick's 2001? Certainly not. But it is a grand space adventure that I've always loved. And I think the only problem with it is that if Hyams had, in the original novel, the Russians and the Americans team up to beat the Chinese to Europa. And the only if they had kept that, it would seem much more timely than it is now. But other than that, it's still to this day it holds up. It's a great space adventure. So I was happy to see him make that video, which is exciting.
Yeah. So the other week when I was sending you your birthday present and they shipped it to me. So I just shipped you another one because I wanted it to get there too. So I wanted to get there for the stream. And anyway, instead of sending the other one back, I decided to give it to Critical Drinker for his birthday. Because he had a recent birthday as well. So he's going to receive that tomorrow. So he will be able to show, fingers crossed, to have it on his desk for his stream.
Now, does he own any Hot Toys?
No, but he contacted me a little while ago and was like, I want an Iron Man statue and your toy channel, so I'm just kind of looking for ideas. So I threw him some ideas and he ended up getting himself a nice little thing, but I thought, because he's such a big Iron Man fan and I had this extra die-cast Iron Man.
Well, that figure is incredible.
I thought, I felt as if it was my duty to share the love.
That is so nice. And I'm the Critical Drinkers channel is, I think, essential viewing for anybody that wants to understand what good storytelling is. I mean, for all of his, I love his persona, but he actually is a very, really insightful, understands the mechanics of storytelling. And he really has a great way of breaking. And I don't necessarily agree with him 100% of the time, but all of his videos are worth watching.
He did one about Dark Knight Rises. I like personally the Dark Knight Rises, but his criticisms were valid.
And by the way, I just watched that too because it popped up along with the two. Once I hit the 2010 thing, the Dark Knight, I'd watched that before, but I like you, the Dark Knight Rises is deeply flawed to me. However, I still like it. Yeah, I recently watched it again, and like the first 45 minutes is all character development. It's pretty interesting. When we were talking about,
I love that the chase scene. I think that's one of the best chase scenes in cinema. It's just so good. Yeah, the whole because it's not just him shooting down the thing to jump over the thing to lead the police. It's the whole build up to it. The way that he had to chase down the criminals, the way that Bane went the other direction, the way that they looked at each other, on the way past each other. There's so much nuance to that. The whole chase when you put it together. I really do enjoy it, and I think
there's a lot to have fun.
Yeah, I think it handles time very poorly. Because it doesn't. Things which people think happen in a really short time don't. They say, he gets out the pit and then he's in Gotham the next day. No, it's about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But the show doesn't do a good job of explaining the passage of time. So how
long were the cops of Gotham Underground? A year?
6 months or so. And they couldn't get out.
How does that work?
Why don't they just come out? Just come out of the sewage, guys. I know it's going to be a bit of a stinky move, but just come out of the sewer pipe.
By the way, Jens Anderson just became a member of this channel. So thank you for that. Thanks for becoming a member. And by the way, for those of you who we do have these bi-weekly Zoom chats for members at a certain level where sometimes they last 5 hours, where I sit down and we get to talk. I get to meet all you people face to face, and it's a beautiful thing. I love talking to everybody, so that's cool. And by the way, says we've never seen a live action Hunter. This is it. You mean Hunter, the Fred Dryer series from the 70s? Or from the 80s? That Hunter?
I used to love that.
I know, right? It was from the 80s, by the way.
Hunter McCall. Was it McCall, his partner?
Yeah. What was talking, because that happened like an hour ago, is this Hot Toys figure of Hunter from the Bad Batch. And look at this facial sculpt. Yes, that's what she was talking about. So that's exciting. Invisigaz says, hey guys, big fan of the show. I sent you both something very interesting to look at as Instagram DM, and Rob, I sent it to your Twitter DM. Stay awesome, guys. Ooh, I wonder what that is. Should I go in and see? Gaz, I hope this message finds you. It has found me. Wow, I'm gonna look at this. Oh, is this the thing that I might have sent to somebody else? Yeah, dude, this is that video I sent you with the skulls inside the head sculpts, the moving, that video with the Dwayne Johnson mouth. This is unbelievable. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can put this. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna see if I can get this and show it because, dude, this freaked me out. And I'm gonna show it. I think I can. This is I have to say, this is one of the more amazing things that I have seen. And let me see if I can. I'm gonna make this work, and I'm going to show it to people because I don't know what the background of this is, but it is it is very incredible. And hang on, let me just configure this and put it back there because this is definitely worth seeing, and it did in fact freak me out. And I'm going to make it big. Hang on, if I can't whether I can pause it. And yes, I'm going to be able to show this to you because this is unbelievable. Let me focus this and make it so. Now I don't know what this is, but this is wild. So let me I'm going to come over here and I'm going to play this video. Look at this. So it's playing now, and I thought I sent this to you, but this is obviously, it's a 6 scale that looks like obviously Dwayne Johnson, but this is crazy. I mean, a 6 scale skull inside of this. I mean, I don't even know. This is just this is so and a hinged skull with the real jaw. Like, I've heard about going realistic, but man, this is just this is next level. I don't even know what to say about this, but man, is this crazy or what? And it's crazy. So that's what that was. And yeah, that was definitely something to share. So Invisigaz, thank you for that. I saw that the other day. I think you sent it to me the other day. SJ Almighty send in another super chat. Xavier Prime sends in a super chat. Thank you for that. Mr. Tickle Trunk says the amount of detail on that Optimus as I'm at attention.
Oh, unless you got it in front of you, you just can't appreciate it. The detail, the weathering on it. Trying to crisis.
John Parson became a member of the channel too. Thank you, John. I appreciate that, and you'll join in with the member calls and all that. It's fun. Shane O'Reilly sends in a super chat and says, "Gents, big love." Ooh, this is a good question. Big love. Dude. Is there one figure you would show to convince someone of the quality and craftsmanship of 6 scale figures to begin a collection?
Oh, that is a doozy of a question. Yeah. That is an absolute I mean, oh god. I mean, that's 1 in 6. He didn't say hot toy. He said 1 in 6, didn't he? Yeah.
I mean, if you like Gandalf, I think something like that. This is a great hot toy with the. It's not a hot toy, but this is an amazing figure.
Yeah. Like Gandalf. I mean, look, I'm lucky that I've got this to hand, but I still can't get over how much I love this. I just can't get over how much I love this.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
It's just so good. It's just so good. From the armor articulation to the beautiful little money bags to the great Alfred Molino.
Alfred Molino.
Yeah. Head sculpt, the goggles, the movable goggles, the full articulation of it, of course, even the stand, the way that the base has been put together so you can get such a dynamic move on it. I mean, this is one that I haven't moved from the side because it's one of these things I want to have next to me.
Yeah, I gotta get that to go with my Green Goblin to make in my Module case. I might have to do an all Spider-Man display.
But if you want like an ultimate like bling, ayo, you got to get yourself a die-cast Iron Man. You got to show off a die-cast Iron Man, and it doesn't really matter what.
I would agree.
There's so many great armors.
The die-cast Iron, the engineering of those figures, the articulation, the way they look on the, and you know when you have them at arm's length, you won't stop picking it up and playing with it. And it's again using Justin's favorite word, chonky. It's heavy. I mean the lighting
you feel
in them
the
is
quality. You can feel the quality.
Yeah, you really can. I think they're the most amazing toys probably ever made. Just in terms of licensed toys that represent something. I mean, they're amazing, really, really amazing. I would agree with that. But I think that so Iron Man, those figures you asked Shane to convince someone else of the quality. All you have to do is put one of those Iron Man die casts in someone's hand. But I mean, they're really expensive. But I think when you get them, they're worthy.
They're worthy. Yeah, they're worth it. You're not being ripped off. When you get it in your hand, when you get a die-cast Iron Man in your hand, bearing in mind that when you're putting all the batteries in it as well, you're not just lighting up the eyes and the chest. You're lighting up all the all the various little arc reactors that he has around the suit. Mm-hmm. When you actually have it in hand, you get it. You get it. You just have to look at it, feel it, see the sculpt on it, the articulation on it, the weight of it, and then you're just like, how do they even make it for the price?
Yeah,
that I'm paying for this. So suddenly, from expensive, it becomes how can they put a die cast of this out for that?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah,
it's pretty nuts. 200 Watt Studio says, Rob, you're looking for Mommy Dearest as has her. Now, I have to explain what 200 Watt Studio means with that. So, the movie Mommy Dearest with Faye Dunaway was supposed to come out on Blu-ray like 2 weeks ago. Pre-order, it was supposed to come out. It's disappeared. It just didn't show up. And I think it's because for Blu-rays and 4K replication, there's only one plant in North America that manufactures Blu-rays. And it's in Mexico. And I think because of the incredible demand for, Paramount had put out Mommy Dearest, but the week after they put out the Indiana Jones 4K discs, which by the way are absolutely incredible. They look and sound amazing. But they didn't make enough. They couldn't keep up with the demand. So I think they sacrificed Mommy Dearest so they could make more Indiana Jones discs. And even then, I canceled my order at Amazon because they said it wouldn't show up till the end of the month. And I ordered the steelbooks from Best Buy, and I got them. And they're fantastic. So I like the fact that 200 Watt Studio is referring to another drama here on the Burnettwork. But I like how you tied it into Az's story. Lovely story about his mother. So that's Manowar 665 said, I'm moved by Az's story as well. I did have Metamucil after lunch, but I moved all the same. Manowar 665, neighbor of the beast. I said neighbor of the beast. No, it's neighbor of the beast, not number of the beast.
Neighbor of the beast.
Neighbor of the beast. Neighbor. SJ Almighty sends in a super chat. Thank you. I think that was probably a super sticker, which I probably missed. S Beam says, Rob,
super sticker.
A diamond super sticker, yes. S Beam says, Rob, did you get your Mark 85 yet? I have not. I keep getting delay emails. My 6th scale Polystone Jay and Silent Bob just got delayed 5 months. Yeah, I think there's I think there's a lot of
YouTube has just kicked me out.
What?
It's just kicked me out and said, "Can you verify yourself, please?"
Dude, YouTube is being completely wonky today.
It's fucked. It's booting me out, and it's like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Matt Lyons became a member of the channel too.
Now they've okay. Do you know what they've done? They've changed verification. So now you know how you normally said is this you? And you just hit yes, and you carry on.
Right.
Now it says there's a number on your screen, and it puts a bunch of numbers on your phone, and then it says what number's on the screen. Tap the number that's on the screen, and you tap the number that's on the screen, then it lets you back in. So don't be surprised, folks, if YouTube kicks you out by the looks of it.
By the way, I'll bet you know they're dealing with some kind of ransomware shenanigans.
You reckon?
Yeah, especially because now you're in the middle of the G3 or the G8, whatever the summit is, with Biden. And there's been all kinds, Southwest Airlines went down in the United States, one of our airlines. Southwest Airlines was saying they have computer problems. They went down. I didn't hear much after that. I don't know what, but the entire airline grounded their entire fleet.
Whoa.
So there's all kinds of weird shenanigans going down. I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. if YouTube's putting up with some of that.
By the way, dude, when you was reading out the super chats, I was like, "Fucking hell, Rob, you're starting this early, mate." Looking at the thing, it's like nearly 2 hours have gone past already. Like...
That's why I was doing it.
I know, but I thought honest to God, I thought we'd been talking for like 45 minutes, an hour.
It seemed, well, it's funny because some of these super chats referred directly to things we were saying, and I was like, wow, we're far behind. Then I looked at I'm like, oh my God, it's 2:00 almost. 200 Watt Studio, by the way, says, just to be clear, my mommy dearest joke was before Az told his moving story about his mother. My joke was about her taking his toys and his money. Well, there you go. I wasn't gonna, make a no more wire hangers joke ever, but yeah, I'll tell you. Either way, our mothers are great, and I have to say, my mom was very much responsible. She was very supportive of my interests when I was a kid, and that was surprising because a lot of my friends' parents were not. Like my parents liked the flights. You know what?
What?
I'm going to call my mom.
Wow.
I'm going to call my mom right now on this show live because I've had her on my show before, and she's hilarious. Okay. And we're going to ask her questions about action figures and the things that she bought me. She might not answer. She's been on the show before, so people know her. Not this show, but on Robservations before. I'm going to call her up, see how she's doing. But we're going to talk to my mom about buying toys.
Okay.
And see what she says. What the hell's this?
Fax?
Well, this isn't good.
I put the fax line in.
Well, that was my mom's I've never had a fax line ever.
It's the 56K modem, darling. It's knocked us off the phone.
That was quite weird. Why was that? I don't understand, Mom.
As is all tuned up on Monster drinks and feeling moist. Yes.
Feeling moist. Feeling
moist.
You have reached 425-7.
Whoa, you don't want to put the...
I think my mom might be switching over that. Let's see, because that was weird. Let's see if she'll answer this time. What's with my mom? Where the hell is she going to go at 2 in the afternoon? She's 82.
Huh?
Come on, Mom. Pick up the phone.
Hello?
Mom!
Yes!
How's it going? So you're live on my show, Fully Articulated.
Again?
Yes, again. So we've got I'm now streaming with my good buddy Az, he's in Yorkshire in the UK. And we do a weekly show talking about action figures, and we were talking about Az's mother. And I figured, I'm going to call my mom. And I wanted to specifically, Mom, I wanted to ask you about when I was younger, how the Tooth Fairy would bring me Mego action figures and how you used to shop for Star Wars action figures for me. What was it like to be a mother and shop for me as a toy-obsessed kid?
I loved it. It was fun. It was great to shop for when a person wants something and the mother is able to go out and get it. That is a real that's a wonderful thing to do, because so often a mother might say, gee, what does my kid want? And you're not sure exactly what to shop for, but you knew exactly what you wanted, your action figures, and so that was so easy. I was always out buying your action figures.
But did it ever frustrate you that I was so specific? Like you couldn't just buy me any action figure. You had to get me this exact one.
No, I mean, if that's the one you wanted, I'm going to go out and find it. No, absolutely.
You didn't ever get
Absolutely.
frustrated, because you would go to I remember when you tried to find the Kenner. You won't remember this. You were like, "What?" When you tried to find the Kenner TIE Fighter, you were frustrated because you could never find it.
You know what? When the kids want something, mothers go out and try to find it. That's it. That's exciting because a lot of times, kids don't really care about what they want, and the mother will think, "Gee, what'll I get my kids?" But you knew exactly what you wanted, and so I always went out and got exactly what you wanted.
Did you spoil me,
That was
Mom?
gonna make you happy.
Would you say that you spoiled me?
No, I didn't spoil you.
You didn't. But you just said that you always got me what I wanted.
Yeah, but this is something that you were. This is something that it wasn't something that wasn't worth anything. This was your love. This is what you were into, and if I could be part of it, then I would be happy to be, find it for you. No. I didn't spoil you. Well, you're all spoiled. Mothers and fathers love to spoil kids, right? And when I can get a kid what they want, that's my pleasure.
Well, that was a good thing. Now let me. Another thing you did was you always made it a point to go see the big movies with me. Like you weren't the biggest movie fan, but you'd always say, "Okay, we'll go see a movie together." And you would take me to see, like, if Raiders of the Lost Ark was out, and you knew I'd seen it 10 times, but you'd still say, "Well, I want to go see it with you," and we'd go see the movies together. Did you ever have, of all the movies? Because the biggest thing that I remember is when we went and saw Logan's Run. You took me to see Logan's Run opening night, and you loved it because it had cats in it. Did you have a favorite movie? I mean, I'm putting you on the spot that we all went to.
Bob, I can't remember all the movies that we went to.
I know.
I can't remember. All I know is that if it was a movie that that was what that was your passion was the movies, and if I could be there with you and share it with you, that was my deal. Yeah, I loved it.
Well, I know we haven't had we haven't had a phone call this week. We haven't had our weekly call, but I wanted to call you live on the show because we were talking about moms. And how are you doing, by the way?
Well, life is kind of on a hold around here. Let's put it that way. Everybody's kind of in, and I think, I've told you this before, because of my torn meniscus, which is my knee, the knee muscle, I'd be out playing golf. I mean, the weather is absolutely gorgeous. And I've gone down and I've walked with, some of the gals, 5 or 6 holes, that sort of stuff, and maybe chipped and putt a little bit. But I can't twist and turn.
Right.
So life is frustrating for me right now. Let's put it that way, because I would love to be out physically, but I can't.
Well, listen, I just want to talk to you quickly to see how you're doing.
Sure.
But
you're a sweetheart. I love that you call me and you ask me any questions you want. I'm always here to answer them and do whatever I can to help you out. Yes, I love it.
Well,
you're doing okay?
Yeah, no, I'm doing okay. The amount of money I spent on toys, I might have to borrow $10,000 or $20,000 from you. But what can I say?
I love it. Well, someday you'll have enough money when I'm not around to go and buy more toys. Let's put it that way. Okay?
You mean I have to die? You have to die first? What kind of BS is that?
Listen,
when your birthdays or whatever, I always try to help you out. You
do, and I always put your money toward Hot Toys figures, which is good. It's awesome. I just had a birthday. I mean, but Az hooked me up with an amazing Hot Toy figure, and you did too. So I've got my 2 Hot Toys pushers with me on the phone right now. Amazing.
I love it. Yeah, well, just keep me posted on what's going on with your life and everything. I'm glad everything's good, and you and Elizabeth are good.
Well, yeah, but what I really want to tell you about, Mom, is the Playmobil USS Enterprise that comes with an entire crew, a complement. Let me tell you about this toy, but I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
All right, Mom. I'm going to let you go.
Love you.
Love you, too.
Calling. Love talking to you.
All right, Mom. Bye.
Bye.
Dude, she's 82. She's 82.
She sounds great.
Yeah,
I mean, she sounds like nothing like an 82-year. You know what I mean?
No, she was amazing, and
Patrick's 18. He sounds like this now. I'm so sorry.
No,
for being
she's
a man.
she's 200 Watt Studio says, Rob, awesome hearing from your mom. People love when I put my mom on the show. Love it. Please call your mom next week on air. Moms are
done
great.
it many times.
I've lost my mom 6 years ago. Cherish this time.
I did a video with my mum, dude. I did a couple of years back at Christmas. I got my mum to play World of Warcraft.
You did? Oh
Yeah.
man, I gotta watch that video.
And it's a 3-parter. And I've edited, dude. I recorded it in 4K. I've edited it, like edited it. She's off the hook, dude.
Did she?
She's off the hook.
What was it like for her to play? Well, I guess I'll watch the video.
Oh yeah. It's she was 74 at the time, but like 2 months away from becoming 75. So it was basically my 75-year-old mum plays WoW for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, I did three videos, and it's probably my best work I've ever done.
Did she like World of Warcraft?
Well, you can watch and see.
Okay, I'll watch and see.
It's more, instead of really playing World of Warcraft, it ends up being more about constantly doxing me, so she gets consistently bleeped. Being non-politically correct because that's your mum, and then saying, "Oh, I can't say that." I'm like, "It's too late. It's there. It's on the video now, mum." So I'm not gonna look bad. I might. It's there. That's all I can say.
That's
but
fantastic.
it was the best time I ever had making videos on YouTube.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it was funny. I did an interview with my mom on her 80th birthday. And,
wow!
It was very difficult for me to try and explain exactly. I'm still. It's like what it was like to explain to my grandmother how to tape a TV show off the air with her VCR. Trying to explain YouTube to my mother. I mean, she gets the concept, but the fact that I was broadcasting off my laptop in her house, she's like, "How are you able to do this?" I tried to explain it to her, and she just, it was a great interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick the link in the chat for part 1.
Oh
you
yeah,
can go. It'll probably link you part 2 and 3. But I stuck the link there in the chat.
That's really
for part
cool.
1. Yeah, it's some funny shit. It's some funny shit, man.
It's funny. Pete Den Cat in the chat says, "Mother is the word on the lips of every child. Mother is the name of God on the lips of all children." In The Crow. That's one of my favorite lines of dialogue. I love that line of dialogue. I can see my Hot Toys Crow figure from here. My Eric Draven, Brandon Lee.
The late Brandon Lee, yeah.
So I don't know. Do you have anything coming in anytime soon this week?
Well, I mean, let's see how the ankle is holding up. If I can just get a little bit of something done this week, I'll be happy. I don't think I've got anything incoming, but I got plenty of just things that can be pulled out at a moment,
Yes.
Ladies.
Yeah,
at a moment's notice. So
my goal is to have those Modja cases, at least the 3 Modja cases built and stacked up in anticipation of the rest of my Modja cases coming in, but then maybe have a little, because people always want to see a tour, and I don't, did you watch Justin's new collection video of his entire collection?
A couple of weeks ago, he put it out.
Yeah, like a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at that and I'm like, I just give up. I'm not going to collect anything more. But that was, if anybody, go to Justin's collection and look up his latest collection video, because it is a thing of beauty.
Well, this is a guy that gets it all.
He gets it all. But I really liked his displays. I thought they were really cool, and how he was shooting the stuff. I mean, you look at that and I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah, I simply do not have the room for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wish, but not right now.
Yes. Yes, indeed. But yeah, I mean, I guess I got to do my own stream.
Yes.
So so next week we're back for Hot Toys on your channel.
What toys?
And today was a rollicking good time. And
I always enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought you were starting these super chats way early, and I was thinking, wow. And then I realized we're 2 hours into the show, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So no, and I want to thank everybody for being here. I love doing these streams. I'm sorry I didn't have that much to show. Next week I'm going to make a video of the Modu cases with what I've stuck in them, so people can see that, because those are always fun. And I can't wait to see Justin's when he gets all of his Modu cases in. I mean, I don't envy him after watching that collection video. I can't imagine having to take all of those figures out and put them back in to new Modu cases. I can't even begin to fathom that. So, although I kind of want to watch. I wish I lived in Australia, because I'd be like, can I come over and help you? I just want to touch on. I want to touch your figures, Justin. Can I do that?
I just want to run my fingers over them, press them. I mean, yeah. Somebody's in the chat was just like, "What about the Justin Mobile?" It's my ankle. I am hobbling around the place. I can't carry something like that upstairs at the moment. I just can't. I can't put the weight on the ankle at the moment, and I don't want to drop anything and break anything. Jesus Christ, God knows I paid enough. And that Justice Mobile went all around the houses. Because remember, I've also got the Jabba the Hutt downstairs, which, I want up and in. But I think Jabba's going to have to go into a DF-120.
Yeah, how great would that look, though? I mean...
Oh! And not just, I've got the Lando.
Right.
I could get a C-3PO. That's not going to be an issue. I pre-ordered that great slave Leia as well. The new one with a brilliant face sculpt that they're doing. So that's on order.
Yep.
That's an order that's paid for. So it's just, when that comes, that's going to be great. Have that slave Leia on Jabba.
That's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Well, where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me at HeelsvsBabyFace here on YouTube, at HeelsvsBabyFace on the Twats, Heel_versus_Babyface on the Instagrams. Tomorrow, I'm on the Critical Drinkers channel, 9 p.m. UK time. We're going to be discussing, the heat is on, because we're going to be discussing Beverly Hills Cop, one of my favorite movies of all time. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Eddie Murphy.
You still got a little ass left there, Chief.
I still don't be sassy with me. I watched it again a couple of days ago. It's been a long time since I watched Beverly Hills Cop. I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since I've seen it. And it's just like, when they buy the locker, this is my locker.
That's one of my favorite throwaway lines in any movie ever.
It's so good, isn't it? It just stuck with me. And when he's thrown out of the building and the police arresting him, it's like, I was thrown out of a fucking window. You're arresting me for getting thrown out of a window. And it's such a great film. And I've got to say this, Robert. I have to say this, dude. It's insanity. It just shows the insanity of today. That in 1984, we have this film with a 23-year-old black lead with a woman who is very, very confident with herself, with her job, with her role, isn't demeaned, doesn't demean the men, with two white guys as a supporting cast, with no... the only time that race is even mentioned is when Eddie Murphy uses it to his advantage in the hotel.
Michael Jackson is sitting on top of the world.
Yeah, and you might as well just call it Michael Jackson is still sitting on the top of the world.
As long as he doesn't
don't like no Game Awards in the hotel. And it's just like, sir, we have a room just and it's just so great. Nowadays, you'd have all the the critics would just be like, this is incredible the way that they've blended the the race and the gender. It's just fuck out of it. It's just a great fucking film.
Yeah, and well, because we were more mature back then.
We were more mature back then.
Now we've all become these weird, immature, petulant children that want everything.
Yes.
Like, what's funny is that we're celebrating a show where we are middle-aged, petulant children, but we're not really petulant.
No, and we're it's really weird because when we do get petulant, we're hearkening back for the days when nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, or it's that we have to wait another 6 months for our action figures.
Well, okay, that's a fair point as well. We're just happy. We just everything was just accepted as was.
It's funny.
Crazy.
One of the great things I love about Beverly Hills Cop 2, Beverly Hills Cop as well, is that Beverly Hills Cop is also it's not just a great comedy. It's also a great action film.
Yes.
The opening chase to the Neutron dance.
Oh,
that is an amazing bit of car action, truck action. When Axel's flying out of the back of the car. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff.
Because nowadays that'd be CGI.
Right. And
I actually felt watching that back. I was like, whoa, that stuntman. Holy shit. I was actually feeling that fight when he's just. I mean, the best bit about it was when the driver just realizes I've got a truck, and he just sees that street full of stuff and just goes ha ha, and just smashes all down it. But yeah, just to see that, because that'd just be complete CGI now on green screen, and that was a stuntman doing a really dangerous stunt.
Yeah, no, it really, and it's got great shootouts in it, and it's just, and also all the supporting actors. It's such a funny.
And Serge is perfect.
Tell him that Ramon, the gentleman I met last week. Yeah. Well, Ramon went to the clinic today, and he has herpes simplex 10.
Maybe you better tell him yourself. But that scene's great. I mean, I don't want to give stuff away for tomorrow. But when he's already thrown, of course, Mike from Breaking Bad.
Right.
Mike Ehrmantraut, who Jonathan Banks is in it. He's one of the bad guys, is Jonathan Banks. And he throws him over the table. And you could see like in his eyes, because they're such good actors.
Yeah.
Steve Beroff and Jonathan Banks and Judge Reinhold. These are great actors. And when he sits down and he talks with him for a bit, and then the police come and he sees, this is okay, time to go. And he's putting his hands behind his back, and then they're just silent. They're just silent, and he's just looking at him. They don't have to fill it with any stupid lines or anything.
No.
And then the police cuff him, and he's like, I'll see you later. And it's just like, wow, the usage of words, the way that they position the lines. Nowadays, there would be gumph.
Yeah.
There'd be gumph there.
This is the nicest, cleanest police car I've ever been in. This is nicer than my apartment. And Lieutenant Bogomil, Ronnie Cox's Lieutenant Bogomil.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'll tell you something about that when we come off stream.
Oh.
No, it's good. It's really interesting. I think it's quite interesting. But yeah, he's in a prison cell, and he's just like, "Come on, Foley, you've been bailed." He's like, "Can I stay in here? Hey, I've ordered pizza, and I've never been in a jail cell that's got a phone before."
The Super Cop story, it was working.
Yeah, it was working. So tune in, 9:00 UK time, 1 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Critical Drinkers channel.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that.
And the music, of course, because Axel F is one of the greatest bits of music in a movie of all time.
It's so
everyone
good.
knows Axel F.
And
knows
even the rest of the Harold Faltermeyer's the rest of his synth score throughout, like when they're going in places and there's intrigue happening. It's great. And of course, Victor Maitland is an incredible villain.
Steve is it Burkhoff?
Yeah, Steven Burkhoff from who the year before was the villain in Octopussy.
In Octopussy,
we have 40 armored tank divisions in Czechoslovakia.
Yes. And then he's playing kind of, I don't know if he's meant to be playing a British guy or if he was actually playing an American that's quite affected. I wasn't too sure what he was actually doing, but it was, Victor Maitland, of course. And
So
Taggart
good.
and Reinhold are just, Judge Reinhold, just so good.
So good.
As the form. I love Ronnie Cox. I think the quality of actors in that fucking hell.
So good.
It's oh man.
We have peaches, plums, oranges, and bananas.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want
Take those
a couple of bananas. Yeah.
So good.
And then when he takes him, he's just kind of like he was so cute,
And that's like Damon. I think that's Damon Wayans.
No way.
I think it is. I think it's a young Damon Wayans. I think.
Wow. But he's
think so.
Eddie Murphy, 23.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean it's one of my favorite movies. And by the way, I just got the 4K. I have it on 4K. It came out on 4K.
Nice. I got the Blu-rays, but I want the 4K.
The 4K transfer, the Blu-ray transfer is not good. They took it from an old master. The 4K looks way better. Way better. But it's not a movie that, I mean, it doesn't have to be like The Matrix or something, but I really was disappointed in that Blu-ray because it was really grainy. It looked like an old transfer. The movie was kind of shot that way because it wasn't a huge budget movie.
No, but it was a great movie.
It's great. I mean, Martin Brest, I love Martin Brest.
I remember, sorry, just quickly, one more thing. Just one more thing, Columbo. Beverly Hills Cop 3, I have never, ever seen. I've not heard good things about it.
I'm going to admit something to you.
Okay.
I never have either.
Wow, okay. I didn't hear good things about it. The first two movies, I think, are incredible. So I did a wise thing. I said, don't dilute it. Don't dilute such a beautiful thing.
I mean, when I heard what it was about, I couldn't, even though John Landis directed it, when I heard what it was about, I'm like, I don't want to see that.
But it was weird because I remember when it came out and it was sort of like, oh, it's a return. The franchise is back. It's a return of Axel Foley after so long and da-da-da. And it was 10 years after the original. Eddie Murphy was only 33 when Beverly Hills Cop 3 was out.
Yep.
They did a Beverly Hills Cop TV movie in 2010.
I heard that. I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
I've never seen. I mean, they talk about bringing him back. I mean, I loved My Name. Dolomite Is My Name. I think Eddie Murphy's. I think I didn't like Coming to America 2 that much, but I still think he's really funny. They've been talking about
one as well.
Yeah, they've been talking about him coming back and doing another one, but I don't know. I mean, it's 37 years after the original.
I mean, look, Eddie Murphy looks incredible.
He looks great, but I mean, I guess if they can make Top Gun 2 Maverick, then they can do Beverly Hills Cop. Why not? I'd see it.
Maybe have his son. Have him with his son. His son's joined the force. He's the captain. His son's the cocky little bastard. He's had the experience. His son's going through it all. But Eddie. Look, if you just let Eddie be Eddie, he could be so funny. He really could.
Yep. No, I totally agree.
But I don't want Axel Foley Lives Matter, okay? That's not the film that I want to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody says Beverly Hills Cop is straight to video quality. I hope he's talking about the TV movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2010 TV movie.
Yeah. Well, on that note, sir, I think I'm going to end our stream. I want to thank, first of all, everybody for being here, everyone who supports this channel via super chats and tips, and also memberships. Thank you very much. I want to thank my moderating staff. Dean Mikatich is here. Louise X. Sparrow is here. I got my whole British contingent. Purple Valkyrie is around. Is around. Thank you all for doing the work that you do. All of my moderators and all of that. And is moderating along with, Purple Valkyrie even said hello to Bob's mom. Thanks for that. So I want to thank you all for that. Of course, I will be on Robservations after this. So that should be fun. I've got letters to read. And yes, Royce Freeman, I will read your super chats because they were movie related. And
nice.
Once again, I love streaming with Az. I love doing the show. I can't believe this is the 14th episode of Fully Articulated, which means we've done
28.
14. 28 weeks?
Over half a year of this. Way more than the prison. This is our longest running shows.
And it's just it gets bigger every week. That's crazy. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah, great turnout tonight. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week on Az's channel. And I guess
I don't care how much money you spent.
And yeah, the last thing I guess we have to say is, of course, be seeing
you.